Thanks. First of all, I would like to thank the Net Insight and the Herald having me. And I'm Murat Hepeyiler, and a software engineer at IAR. And today I'm going to talk about our product, which is IAR Embedded Workbench. And this talk mainly going to be about the ARM product because I'm an ARM backend engineer. So I know the ARM product, but we have a lot of targets. Anyway, before starting my talk, I would like to ask how many of you heard the IAR before here? Well, this is more than expected. But if I ask that, how many of you used IAR any tool? Yeah, this is quite expected. I hope I'm going to change this one after this talk. But let's talk about who we are. We are a small software product company from Uppsala, which is so close to Stockholm, and founded in 1983. And we are more than 200 people across the globe. But in Uppsala, we are like 100 people for the engineering department. And also, we are so close to Central Uppsala station. It's like a 5 minutes or 10 minutes by foot. And also so close to river, Stadparken, which means that you can have a good fika or the lunchtime, and you can just relax, enjoy the sun during the summer. But during winter, a bit cold, especially for me because I'm coming from Turkey and it's, hot. And besides those ones, we are developing a compiler, IDA, static tool analyzer, debugger, basically any tool chain that you need during your embedded device development, and of course with the CI/CD extensions. And also I could say that we have broad range device support, and we are highly specialized on the small embedded devices. I will talk this one in a minute. But let's start with our IDA. Our IDA is user-friendly, which means that it is capable of managing a simple project up to the multi-project with the multiple configurations. And also it has source browser, code completion, and the syntax highlighting, basically anything that you need during your development process. And also it has add-on, which is the static code analyzer or runtime analysis that you need during your development process. But also the other big feature is our compressive debugger. It is really good, especially for the embedded development process. And this is general overview of our debugging experience. I know this is a bit crowded right now because I just want to show the whole of the experience, but in normal case, probably you are not going to use all of them. But if I start from the right side, you can see that there is a viewers where you can monitorize your registers, variables, live updates during on-live debugging. And also we have disassembly, power usage, function profiler, and the timeline. Those two lines actually really important for your, optimizing your software. It is really good to have it. Resource awareness, code editor, and the stack monitor. This is basically just a normal debugging experience, but the function profiler and the timeline is I think, the big feature. And what about if you say that I am going to develop desktop application and the mobile application as well, and I don't want to switch my idea in every time. But in IAR, we have a solution for that one as well. We are offering an extension for Visual Studio Code, which is IAR Build, where you can migrate your EV-ARM project into the VS Code. But also, we have a debugger, native debugger in VS Code as well, which is IRC Spy Debug. You can experience our debugging experience in VS Code. Sorry. And OK, you develop your product, and you are ready to ship it or ship to your colleagues to continue your development process. But you want to be sure that you have a good sanity in your master branch or your development release branch. What you need? You need CI/CD systems. At IAR, we also offers that one as well. And our CI/CD system could be self-hosted, cloud-hosted, or the hybrid-hosted. The first two runner is cloud-hosted, where you take a build or where you run the systat. I will come this later about the systat. And the last runner is the self-hosted, which means that it runs the target. So you can run your test on the targets. It's an ideal solution for CI/CD. It is the command line tools. As you can see here, you can just use the command line and initiate the build, or you can initiate the sysdat, which is a static tool analyzer, or you can have the non-interactive debugger for your automated testnet. It is important nowadays, as you know. And we are offering a cross-platform, which means that we have Linux and the Windows. And as I mentioned, that it could be self-hosted, cloud-hosted, or hybrid. Okay, you are ready to ship your product, but you're gonna ship your product into one of the higher regulated industries, such as automotive industry or the medical industry. To release your product, you need to have some certifications. At IAR, we have a functional certificate compiler as well for these targeted architectures. And this compiler has long-term support with the prioritized technical support. If we get into this one a bit detailed, we have a functional certification for this certificate. And for this product, as you can see here, ARM, RISC-V, Renaissance RL78 has all of it. And the RX, RH850, and the STDM8 only have the first 4 of it. Let's talk about a bit compiler. Our latest version is 960, which comes with the Cortex-M52 core support, and also this is our iterative other change logs. And as I mentioned that, we have a lot of more than 1,000 device support. On the right side, you can see that. It supports Cortex-M, Cortex-A, Cortex-R, or ARM legacy cores as well. So if you're planning to use some old devices, it's good to choose it. And also we have advanced scoped optimization systems and also supports C18, C++17, C90. And as I mentioned that, we are specialized on the small embedded devices because we have low-level libraries for your runtime. You can configure that libraries either for size optimization or your speed optimization. It depends on your preferences. And on the right side, you can easily select which level optimization do you want it, none, low, or high, and you can specify speed, size, balance. And also you can disable, enable which optimization do you want it during the compile process as well. I will show this window in the demo section, and I will explain it a bit more. And also, I need to mention that our compiler is extensively and widely tested, either by the commercial test suites like a Dinkum C++, or in-house development. We have more than 500,000 lines of the test code, and for all processor, memory modes, and all optimizations. And let's talk about our extensions. This is only highlighting. So we have more than this extension, but this is just some part of it. In the GCC, you will have the attributes, binary tests, case ranges, casting to a union type, etc. And in our compiler, you will have it as well. And also, we will have more than this extension as well. Okay, you develop your product, you compile your code, but you want to compile with some sort of language, some coding standards, as like a MISRA C, MISRA C++, and you want to be sure that you are compiled with it. Sysdat helps to compile that one, and it ensures that your C or C++ code quality is good during your development process. It checks your code due to MISRA C, MISRA C++, or SASR CVA, and it gives a detailed explanation with the extensive help, to be honest. I will show it, and it generates a full report. It helps you for your certification process as well. And also, maybe you want to check your code for your runtime system. You want to check your buffer overflow or division by zero. CRUN, it helps you to check this one as well. You can enable it at your IDA, and you can check your code. And if you are curious about how it's like, I mean, you want to get more detail about it, when I share this slide, you can just click on the hands-on guide, and you will get a GitHub page, which is prepared by my colleague Felipe, and he is prepared really well, I should say, and you can get more information about it. But we are not just a software company. We're also offering a hardware solution for your debugging experience, which is a trace probe. We have two options. One of them is iJet, one of them is iJet trace. Basically, iJet is mainly for your, actually, it is enough for your common task. But if you want to do something more advanced, if you want to have more, better experience of your debugging, then you need to prefer to iJet trace. And if you want to learn a bit more about these ones, again, I will refer my colleague. He has experience on it. And the last one is IAR Academy. You decide to use our product, but you have a question about how can I onboard the IAR products, compiler or IDA, you want to get familiarized. Then we are offering an IAR Academy which contains more than 20 courses, and it is self-service training portal, and just allowing you can do with your pace, etc. And it is time for demo. I will show our product. Yeah. This is an IDA for ARM. We have, as I mentioned, that RISC-V, STM8, or Renaissance, but since I'm an ARM engineer, I have just this one. When you open our IDA, you will get this screen, and in this screen, you can easily go through with the Product Explorer just for the basic tutorials and just to familiarize with the product. And in the user guides, you can find the extensive guidelines about how you're going to use it, how you're going to use our command line tools, etc. And also how you're going to migrate from another IDA into this IDA. And if you want to go through with the example projects, you just need to go here, and you just need to download it here. And we have a lot of examples. And I just downloaded STMs. I'm going to show an example project from here in a minute. And if you go into the integrated solutions, you will see our CStat, and you can get more information about it. You will get our runtime analysis tool, and so on. Let's go to the project. This is most basic project, I could say. I mean, this is just, I can make it bigger, but there's no special thing, I guess. So, yeah. This is just an example project from STM, and I want to show the option section. Everyone can see it. Yeah, perfect. In general option, you can configure your devices. When you click this one, you will have extensive list of the device support, which is pretty good. You can just select it, and you can continue your development process. You can configure your devices either 32 or 64 or big endian, little endian easily, and you can specify the output, etc. And when you come into the static analysis section, you will see the CStat checks, and you can select which standards do you want to be checked during your test. We have MISRA C, cert, security, and STD checks. And you can just enable this one or disable it. It is totally fine. Or you can export your settings to use it in your CI/CD pipeline, or you can just import the settings to have the common ones. For the runtime checkings, which is the CRUN, You can use the, as I mentioned, that integer overflow, integer conversion, etc. But for other options, please contact with my colleague. He is better than this one. When I came to the C++ compiler, you will get the basic choices like language conformance, etc. But when I came to the optimization, where you will choose which level of the optimization do you want it. Do you want the size optimization, speed optimization, or balance optimization? Or, as I mentioned, you can disable or enable which optimization do you want it. Also, you can specify I don't want any size constraint, etc. Let's see Let's run the C-stat analysis and see that. What's gonna happen? Yes, we got the result. We just run it, and I will select only one of it. As you can see here, you will get a bunch of the errors, etc. Since I almost select all of it, enable all of the checks. And when I press the F1, I will get this window. This is pretty helpful for me, to be honest, since I don't need to go to the Google, just search it, which rule is it, why I'm failing this one, how can I fix it, etc. Of course, maybe I need to go again, but this is pretty helpful, and you can understand why it's failing, you can fix it, and you can run it. And to be honest, running on the local machine, this static tool analyzer is really good one. You don't need to wait the CI/CD pipeline for like a 40 minutes, 60 minutes. It is pain. And also, you can get a full HTML report about your CI static tool analysis. Let's run this one. We need to wait a bit. It will generate it. And when you got this one, you will get this HTML file. Of course, you can get it on the CI/CD pipeline as well, this one. You can see that which one is failing. Also, you can go to the files, and you can see which line is failing, what is the issue, etc. This is pretty explanatory, clear way to get it. Yeah, sorry. And let's talk about the debugger. Let's see it, how it's like. I am using a simulator right now, but I need to mention that we have maybe more than 8 devices support for the debugging experience. And also we have simulator, and you can have your own debugger as well using the CSPI SDK. This is just a quick summary of our debugging window. I know this is too crowded, but I just want to show you how it's like. You can check your source code here, as pretty usual, or you can put a breakpoint on your disassembly, and you can step through it. And I would like to highlight here the trace. In the trace window, as you can see, it records which instruction is executed at which timestamp. This is pretty good. You can get it like whole overview about which branch is actually taken, or which path I am going into, etc. And also you can profile your functions, as I mentioned. And if I run this one and just pause it, you can see that how many times this function is called and other statics, etc. For the demo, that's all about what I'm going to say. Let's go back to the slide, but I need to get rid of this one. Yes. Let's talk about how we develop. That's all of our product. We are working smart, not harder. It could be some common sentence, but it is true because if there is a task that you need to do in every morning with just a boring way, etc., you are allowed to do some tool just to solve your problem and make it automate it. Because we have room for the personal development and innovative solutions. And I need to say that almost everyone developed their tool in my team, and it's time to time it is funny because everyone just bring up and says that, yeah, I developed this tool, let's use this one. I developed this tool, let's do this one. And it is fun. And also we are part of the C++ community, and we are engaging with the open source software community as well, such as FreeRTOS or Zofia. And besides those ones, actually we are having so much fun at our office while developing it. Yeah, the first two pictures is from our Halloween celebration, and the clown is me. I won the best prize, best costume for that clown, but I scared many people, to be honest. I disrupt many people just going there and hello, how are you, etc. And people were like, but it was pretty funny, to be honest. And the other ones are just the fika and the Christmas time. To be honest, this little guy was really funny to see that. In the morning, while I was taking some, banana, I saw that, oh yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it was pretty good. And that's all about my talk about the product. This is how to reach me. If you have any question, anything to ask, you can reach me either LinkedIn or my email address. And if you want to try our software, you can just scan this QR code and you can reach our evaluation license. Or you can just click the link when I shared the presentation and you can have it. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, guys. Any question? Yeah.
So I had to notice C++ 17 and Murat, this was also not very late standard. How is your politic in catching up with the standard since it becomes more and more important to be on the latest to security?
Yes, we are working to catch it up. It's
no promises?
Yeah, in the future we will catch it up. Yeah. Another question? Do you have it?
Maybe I wonder about your compiler. Is it based on LLVM or something?
No, it is totally developed by us. It is started around like 85, I guess. I don't know the exact date, what is it? But it is far behind since I born. Yes?
Is it C, C++ pure, or is it like do other languages?
No, it's just a C, C++.
And the output is binary.
Sorry?
Binary for just those processors. You're not outputting Linux or
No, just the,
or Windows
No.
binaries.
yes.
Does your tools do they have the support LSP protocols like for example the static analyzer or for the IDE, the other IDEs, LSP clients like
I am not sure, to be honest, but I will come back to you after the talk. I mean, yeah.
I mean, the architectures, are they like a client server? Have a client server architecture, or is like embedded in the IDE? Or
I'm not sure about it since I'm not part of the IDE development. But if you contact me via or LinkedIn or the email, and I will learn it, and I will come back to you after the talk or tomorrow. I mean, just ping me and I will explain. But right now I have no idea. Sorry. Any other questions? Okay, if you have more, you can find me during the mingle time. Also, you can find my colleague Felipe. He is our FA engineers, and he's gonna happy to answer your questions. Thanks for your time and attention, guys.